In today's episode, I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons not to avail cheap or free hosting for your website. Somehow in the past few weeks, while I was browsing around the forums and the Facebook groups and the LinkedIn groups, I realized that there was a large number of people and developers looking for cheap or free hosting. Now, what was shocking to me is that a lot of these developers or users trying to find cheap or free hosting was they were going to use this not for a passion project, not for an experimental project, but they were going to use this for client projects, which I totally go against. If your client is willing to pay for actual good hosting, then you might as well provide a good performing hosting. Now, here's the problem that I see with cheap and free hosting. Buying cheap hosting for even as low as $1 for a whole year, not $1 per month, but $1 for a whole year is quite risky and scary. There's no way that you could find a web hosting company that provides $1 hosting all year round and not providing you bad services at all. Now, it's a totally different case if it's sponsored or if it was a gift provided by the hosting, because usually gifts or sponsorships are given with the best performance in order to attract more customers to the company. For a company offering $1 for a whole year with just minimal resource that they could offer, then don't expect the company to even provide you with the best service and performance from their web hosting package. I would stay away from the cheap ones that are $1 annually or even the free ones. $1 or free is not going to sustain a web hosting company for even a few months. The nightmare comes in is if you avail cheap or free web hosting, you'll probably be happy in the next few weeks, but anything could happen in the next few months. They could have an outage, they could suddenly shut down their web hosting because they couldn't sustain the business, or simply your website could be hacked because that hosting didn't provide the security measures that is a standard in order to keep your data safe. And if this happens to be a client website, then all your work and effort that you put into building this client website will just vanish into thin air. A lot of these web hosting companies that offer free hosting could actually even be companies that could scam you and in return hold your data content, shut it down, and require you to pay some sort of ransom, which is really not worth the time and effort to put in. It really goes without saying, anything that's offered for free or very cheap, then you'll have to adjust your expectations that anything that's given for free could really go down to hell. Just think of a web hosting as a commercial jet. If you start paying for a standard web hosting monthly cost, then you're probably paying for economy. And if you happen to pay for the gold standard or more advanced web hosting, then you're probably paying for the business class in a commercial flight. What you should be worried about are commercial flights that offer free tickets and free seats on a commercial flight. And once that commercial flight crashes to the ground, there's no turning back. Your data's lost, everything's lost. This doesn't just apply to web hosting, this applies anywhere else in any industry. The moment you avail cheap services or free services, then adjust your expectations that you'll be getting what you pay for. Remember, stay away from cheap or free hosting and secure your data and website project all along the process. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe to get the latest video and updates every week. If you got any questions about websites, make sure you hit me up on all major social medias at Philippe Soriano.